Oh, hello, zombie. You're not a Diamond Society member. Get out of here with all that. What's up, guys? It's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for another episode on the Diamond Society. It's another beautiful day here in the city, and we are hanging out. We've got a really cool project to do today, one that's going to make this place look a lot nicer, I think. And that's going to be really cool. We're going to be building basically like a park area, but like I'm going to try and do it really nice, really pretty. We'll talk about that more in a second, but first, check this out. There has been some expansion and plans are being made. The server is bustling with activity, and yeah, we've got plans. So we're running out of room for skyscrapers, and we're also running out of room for houses. So, oh, by the way, let me just take a second and say thank you guys so much. A couple of things. Thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. I really appreciate it. And if you do enjoy this video, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. The support is always appreciated. And then also, if you hear some background noise, my son has one of his friends over. They're running around being crazy. My 4-year-old is always crazy, so I apologize, guys. But if I don't start recording now, I'm not going to have an episode, and that's just kind of my life, you know what I mean? So anyway, I hope you won't mind it too much. But anyway, yeah, so we have some plans for expansion here. And basically, BC has been busy, man. He made a map of the city in like an overviewer program. Looks really cool. I think we're going to start posting those on the website at some point in the near future. But it almost looks like an old Sim City map, which is really neat. But yeah, so we're running out of room. We had to figure out where can we put more skyscrapers, because there are still some people that want to build skyscrapers, and we basically have a little bit of room here and a little bit of room over there, and that's about it. So yeah, so the plan for this area is we're going to fill in this water over here. There's still a little bit marked out for a river that goes around over to a lake over here. And then we're going to have more plots for skyscrapers going all the way along here, which should be really cool. And BC has been working on this overpass. I was helping him out a little bit with it earlier, and we were working on getting some of this area lit up. But yeah, we were looking around, and for here in about a month, we're going to start accepting new members. We've actually decided to stop for the moment because we have a few, like some relatively new players. We have a couple that are pretty new, and then that's Dan Fantagime and Addictive G. Welcome to the server, guys. And we have a few that have been around for like a month or two or whatever, so we're just going to kind of chill for a little bit and let our chemistry resettle, so to speak. But anyway, this area over here is really just a blank canvas right now, and we've got the tower right here, and then over here we start having houses. And we kind of talked about what to do, and we thought about maybe putting, originally this was going to be more housing along this road, but then it would be a really sharp, like there would be no transition from these really tall builds to these smaller builds. And so I guess my connection is kind of bad at the minute. So we thought, oh crap, I haven't put my armor back on yet. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I did get some new armor too. So that was good. I spent some time doing that in between episodes. So yeah, we're going to turn this area into a park. We're going to try and get some pretty tall trees going in here. And that way we'll have sort of like a divider between the residential area and the skyscraper district. I think it'll look really cool too. And just in general, one of the things I want to start doing around town is just adding trees absolutely everywhere, because we have a lot of empty space, and the more trees we can get in there, the better. So it's going to be sort of a nature style park. I don't plan on doing concrete. I'm planning on doing more like dirt trails. So stuff that you could go like biking on, for example. And we might, should we maybe build the park, or at least do some trees kind of off to the side, I think, of the branch mine as well. And another thing I've been thinking about too as a project, you guys can let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea, but we have all of these mountains nearby, and I know that if that were in a real city, probably they would use those mountains to their advantage and make that into like build some hiking trails into it and stuff. And some of these are really too steep for trees, but there are a lot of spots where we could be putting trees on here as well. Maybe if there's time, we can start, planting trees on these hilltops. And I think that's just going to beautificate, whatever, the place a whole lot if we can do some of that stuff. So it sounds like a pretty good plan to me. See, like all this area back here could be trees. So yeah, I'm going to get busy. I need to go get some materials together. I need to get a bunch of coarse dirt, I think. And I think the first thing that we're going to do is maybe fill in a little bit of area and maybe taper out some of the areas a little bit better. All right, so progress has been made here. And so far I'm liking it. I took a little bit of time after the montage and I went through montage time-lapse, I said. And I went through and I just kind of, basically I walked down the path. So what I tried to do here is I tried to make a relatively narrow path, sort of like a nature walk kind of thing. And you just gotta, you know, with pathways, I mean, I think there's like probably a better mathematical way to do it. But really, I think the big test is you just kind of have to walk along the path and see how it feels. And I think, yeah, that's a little bit better like that, I think. Can we bring... What would it look like if I took this out? See, and this is just like refining stuff, you know what I mean? So you kind of walk through the curves and see, yeah, that looks much, much better. And this over here, I feel like... Is this whole thing really needed? I don't think it is really. So, and then maybe take that in, and sorry, I'm kind of just thinking aloud here. I don't do that a whole lot on camera, but see, that kind of smooths it out just a little bit. I like that a bit better, I think. And maybe, should we do one more here? No, I kind of liked it better the other way. So yeah, you just got to kind of walk along it and see how it feels. But anyway, so this is kind of what we're doing, and I think the next step, the next big thing I want to do is really a couple of things that I'm going to do just off camera, because it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of AFK and stuff. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start planting some trees. I'm not going to customize the trees at all. I think I might do some of that later on. Oh, thank you, whoever slept. Thank you. And I should say hey too. Hey James. Alright, so I think we're going to plant trees. We're definitely going to do that all along the outside and pack a lot of trees in. This is meant to be like a nature-y thing. And I'm going to leave a couple of spots open, like probably a spot over here where we'll make a pathway, a spot maybe over there, and then also we need another path coming in from over there. And that'll be 3 entrances to the park. I think that'll work out really good. But yeah, just lining the whole outside area with trees and also all along this area as well. So we want trees on each side of the path, and maybe if we can squeeze, I don't know if we can, like over here we could probably squeeze in, you know, 2 or 3 rows of trees, but we are going to have some features in this part too. So for example, over here, hopefully I left a little bit of room, enough room that we can build a little playground, and I think that would be really cool. Even if we have to not have trees on this side, I think that would be totally fine, and we could build like a playground in this area. And there's a little pond already over here that's kind of started. I think we will expand that pond out and maybe make it a couple of layers deep. So if I kind of shape this out a little bit, we can fill this in with water and we can have a really nice pond area. That'll be really cool. So, and then I think also we might, we already have a path leading up here, but I really want to do a path leading up to the mountains as well. And I think we're going to fill that in with trees this episode too. So I kind of want to do like a hiking trail. Like you can come over here and walk around and get some exercise in, hang out with your friends, relax, have a good time. We're going to have benches lining the walkway as well. And maybe a little food cart over here because this is where our chicken farm is. I'll grab my gravel out of there. And yeah, but I think it would be really cool to have like another thing that branches off somewhere along here and then goes off into the mountains. And we might be able, once we get this golem moved, we could probably just bring a path right around here. That would make total sense. So, anyway, lots of work to do, and this was a very chatty clip. I apologize for that. But, yeah, I'm going to get to it, guys, and then I will show you where we're at. And we're back, and it's been several hours, guys, and a lot of progress has been made. Although, I don't know if it'll look like too much. But anyway, we've got, sorry, I get distracted. The nether tower is going up, my friends. And anyway, so here's what we've got going on so far. This is sort of like the main entrance to the park, although there are 3 entrances, and we'll check all of those out. We've got this nether brick fence. I wanted to put that all along the outside. We shouldn't need this torch anymore, I don't think. All along the outside, just kind of acting as a little bit of a border, a little bit of a fence, but not preventing access or preventing escape or anything like that. Just something as kind of like a border, which I think turned out really cool. So once you come in here, it gets a little bit dark in some spots. Like I couldn't really get any lights on here, hidden lights. But for the most part, I think it stays pretty bright, even though for a lot of this is just like a canopy. Like the leaves really come together and act as a canopy for the whole thing. So, gosh, so much to show you. There's this little open area right here. And I'm thinking about doing like a statue or some kind of display or something kind of cool. I want there to be things to discover in this park. So this is going to be area number 1 for a cool thing to discover. It's surrounded by trees, and I think that'll be perfect for a little something something. Oh, it's getting dark, which is kind of a cool opportunity to show something else as well, which is that it's still pretty bright inside of the park. We've got the lighting hidden underneath these leaf blocks, and it looks a little bit strange. Okay, I'll give you that. I think it's going to look less strange once I bone meal this area up, because it will be like, it's a wilderness park, or it's meant to be, sort of like a wilderness kind of hiking trail or walking trail, biking trail. So it's, yeah, it's not meant to be like strictly clean or anything like that in this case, unlike some of the other landscaping we've done in the area. And so, yeah, so we're going to do a lot of bone meal and a lot of flowers and stuff like that. Check out this right here. Do you remember the community mine shaft? Now it's like nestled in between these trees, and it's something that it's almost like if you're not looking, you almost miss it. But I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of like this thing that you discover, you know what I mean? And there it is, the structure for the mine shaft. So I think that's really cool. This spot looks a little bit dark. I have to come back through here. I did check the light levels, but not on every single block. Like that area over there looks like trouble. But anyway, the thing that's next for us is we are going to start putting in the little details. So I want to kind of do like the flowers and stuff last, actually. I want to do the details and the things you discover first, well, next. So we're going to start with that. We're going to do the food vendor and a bench. And do I have any wood on me? No, well, I do, but I don't have any bench materials on me. So anyway, I'm going to go kind of retool, get my materials together, and see if I can come up with a design for a food vendor, and we'll make our first discoverable area. That's kind of what we're going to be doing from here on out, discoverable places. And welcome back. We've got this thing just about done here, and I like it. And basically, I had an idea, so I ran all the way over to Duke's Kingdom, because in Duke's Kingdom, if you guys have been watching his videos, you'll know that he has some little shops, little vendors, market vendors, I guess. What do you call these? I guess you call them vendors, or little stands. Anyway, he has them scattered throughout his commercial district. And I thought, you know, it would be kind of a cool idea to connect this park to that kingdom, in the sense that, you know, our world is a little bit more connected. So in this sense, it's almost like one of the shops from Duke's Kingdom came into the city to set up a little stand, you know, inside the park. And maybe that's where the chicken comes from. Maybe they make the chicken over there, and then they have someone that's hired to come in here and do that. Speaking of Duke, there he is. Hey, Duke. I can't type. There we go. So anyway, yeah, the only thing I changed, he has planks here where these logs are, and I kind of wanted a little more variety, I guess, but you guys can let me know what you think. If you prefer just having the planks and making it look like it's more of like a desk of sorts, I guess, let me know. I can change that pretty easily. But yeah, that's done. We've got a little bench here, and in fact, I've got benches spread out all over the place, and we also have a trash can here. At least this is supposed to be a trash can, and it's functional. You can put stuff in here too. But I'm pretty disappointed. I really wanted to be able to put trapdoors on this thing. I thought that would be a really nice touch. And do I still have my trapdoors? Maybe we should just kind of do that anyway. Let's take our trapdoors and let's see what we think here. We're going to need a slab. I have a feeling that I'm not going to like this quite as much, but let's give it a go anyway and see what we think. Can we pick up the signs? All right, good. Good, good. So we'll put down this. Now, can we put the... Yes, we can. Okay, so we could do something like this, right? And this could be like a trash bin. So, what do we think? Which one's better? Oh, and you know what would be kind of, well, it might not be too cool. I was thinking if I had like a podzol or something that kind of looks like garbage, I could put that in there too, and it would look like the trash can was maybe full. That would be kind of cool, but then you would see the dirt through the trapdoor, so I don't know that that would be super great. But anyway, or maybe like maybe some soul sand would actually work really good too. So let me know what you guys think. What's the better trash can design, this one or the hopper with the signs on it? And I went through and just put in some benches here and there, somewhere where it would have a nice view. This is not complete yet, but once we there's Duke. Once we set up a hook here, what is it called? I don't know, a hook. Anyway, then that'll look like a water fountain. Need more saplings still, Coop? Yes, please. Did you see that one of your shops set up in the park here? So anyway, yeah, so I've got some benches just installed throughout the place. The next thing that we're going to do, however, is right over here. And that is the little kind of statue thing I wanted to do in this little area right here. So that way, when you first walk in through this entrance, through the trees, you'll see, he likes it, good. You'll see this little statue on display here. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to do that. I might have to go look at some tutorials or something. But I'm going to set up a nice little display here, and then when that's done, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and I've got a design worked out here. You can kind of see what it is from here. Hopefully this doesn't seem too like egotistic or self-centered or anything, but I wanted to have something that was sort of like a history or an homage to the server and how it started, and I looked at some different statue designs. What I really was hoping to do was some kind of like, I don't know, it would have been cool if I could have done something with a villager, right? Because we just tore down the village a couple of episodes ago, and it would have been really cool to pay tribute to the ancient people that once lived here kind of thing. But yeah, any kind of like cobblestone statue that I would have put together really would have been too tall or too big for this space. So I went with the armor stand approach, and I thought if we're doing armor stands, we might as well, excuse me, do statues of myself and Offensive Jen, because we are the co-founders of the server. But the story here, there's an inscription, as you can see. There's a little, I don't know what you call these things, but you know those little things that you either find either on the ground or they come up a bit, and you can walk up to them and sort of read what's inscribed on them. That's what this is meant to represent here, but unfortunately you have to read the book for the inscription. So it says, "Founders of the Diamond Society, Coop Dizzle and Offensive Jen first dreamed the dream of a new land many years ago. Together, they assembled a crack team of top talent, including, in no particular order," and then here's all the original members of the Diamond Society, including Whitefire. "Together, they set out on an epic journey for a new land. Sadly, Whitefire died early on in a tragic bovine incident." Bovine is another word for cows, if you're younger and maybe haven't heard that term. "The others arrived at the land you stand on now with big dreams of a modern city. It took a lot of work and the murder/relocation of many innocent villagers, but the city soon began sprouting and continues to grow to this day. This display honors our founding fathers. May we always remember their tireless struggle and self-sacrifice. Peace commissioned by the Diamond Society, Council of History and Traditions." So there we go. We've got an inscription. We've got a little pedestal. It's really not like super detailed or over the top. There is some pretty cool lighting in here. I like how the lighting in that turned out. But that's the little statue, kind of historic centerpiece done for the park. And so we have more of these little lifelike details to add. We've got now our food stand with the old chicken farm is here. We've got some trash bins located all over the place. We've got benches. We have a water fountain. So things are starting to come together here. And it looks like BC dropped something off for me. Let's see, functional 2, block types can be changed up. So this is BC's idea of a trash bin. He wanted to kind of share this with me. And yeah, he's right. We could do a different kind of design or a different slab under here, which is kind of neat, but I feel like it's really short. So like, unless are you supposed to put this slab on top? I could kind of see that. I kind of feel like that one, I might like that one just a little bit better, but BC, thanks a lot for sharing that idea with me. That's pretty cool. And, oh, speaking of which, By now, I bet that video is already out, but if it's not, keep an eye out for it. Do you see that tower right there? We've got the new Nether Tower. BC and Pleasant Muse worked together on that today, and it looks totally awesome. Anyway, we'll maybe check that out more later if we have time. I think I really want to avoid doing this park because I have no idea how I'm going to do the playground. Playground is what I meant. But the last other piece besides the playground that we have to do in the park is this area right here. And there's some more stuff to do over here in the mountain biking / hiking trail. You can see I've added some more trees along there. But I don't think we're going to have time to do that stuff on camera. I might have to show it to you at the end. So I'm going to do a bit of landscaping and beautification of this little pond here. And once I've got all that stuff done, I'll show you what I've got. All right, the pond is complete, and actually a ton of progress has been made. So, yeah, you can kind of see what I did here. I actually did several things, the first of which, let me go scoop up this sugar cane. I was just editing that a little bit here. And yeah, so in the pond floor, the bed of the pond, so to speak, we had coarse dirt, and I added some gravel and some soul sand, and I think, did I do it over here? A little bit of, I think that's gray stained clay, but it comes out really brownish. Could be black stained clay, but I can't remember for sure. Just to give that bed a little bit of texture and a little bit of roughness to it. And I also added a little bit of sugarcane in the water too. And the way you do that is you just punch out a dirt block like in the floor somewhere, and that actually lets you place sugarcane in water, which is pretty neat. I think a cool trick. Some people won't like that because they're not going to like how the water doesn't flow in between the sugarcane, right? Like that's a little distracting. I kind of get that too. But from a distance, it looks kind of cool. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool, and you know, if you like it, you can use it, and if not, that's okay too. We've got some flowers. We have a lot of 2 tall flowers. I'm running really low on my 1 tall flowers. I got lucky with some of the bone mealing to get some of these guys, but yeah, just overall, I think this looks really, really nice. And added some bone meal around the place in general as well, some ferns and things like that. Now the sugarcane, this is how I would like for the sugarcane to look. Unfortunately, I don't have enough string. I had to put, the only string I put on top of those 3 sugarcane. So these will grow up, and they'll be 3 tall each until I can come back and fix it. But for now, it looks pretty, and I'm happy with it. I also I talked about adding a picnic area. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat. I just got home from work. So yeah, we've got this picnic blanket and then a little picnic basket over here, which I think looks really nice. And in general, I have done a lot of bone mealing. I went through, I just couldn't wait anymore. Once I detailed this area out over here, I had to go through and do the rest. Like, I just felt compelled, and I spent ages, guys, going through. I would bone meal an area, punch out most of the grass, so the grass is kind of strategically placed. And so it's not completely like wild and overgrown. It's just, you know, pieces here and there are overgrown. You know what I mean? And I also put in this little area right here. Now I'm thinking about going through and putting in some slabs underneath that, just to kind of make it a little concrete area. Do I have any slabs on me? No, I don't. But yeah, so if you can imagine, this is just a little spot where you can meet up with someone and play a game of chess. And granted, that looks nothing like a chessboard, but just use your imagination, okay? But yeah, so a little chess area. And yeah, we've got bushes kind of helping to line up the sides along with our benches and so on. And 2 tall flowers scattered around, ferns, 1 tall flower scattered around. And this is looking really, really good. Now, again, I do need your feedback on the vines. I'm pretty sure I asked about this earlier, but you can kind of get a sense about how much more green the vines add to this area. And considering we have a canopy of leaf blocks in most places, it might be too much green. And I think maybe this would be cool in more wild areas, but for a public park, I don't know if we want that kind of mossy effect. So, thank you, James Stepp, for sleeping just now. But anyway, it just looks gorgeous, guys. I'm really, really happy with how this all turned out, and it's looking really, really good. Did I show you all this water fountain design yet? Yeah, I think I mentioned I was missing a tripwire hook. So yeah, that's what it looks like with the tripwire hook. And yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really, really happy. I haven't done a landscaping project of this scale since back in the good old days of Rhapsody, which was season 1 of Streamcraft. So it's been really cool to kind of get into that mode again. And I think in the next episode, or maybe in a couple of episodes, we're going to come back to this hiking trail. I've got a lot of work on it done, guys, but I have to go in and do this kind of adding more bushes and more bone meal and all that stuff. I might do that off camera at some point and then just show it to you later, but I think that's going to be a nice little thing you can explore as well. For now, though, we really need to focus on getting this project wrapped up, the main project being this park area. And the only thing that's really left to do for this place to be complete is a playground. So I'm going to go collect up, pardon me, I had to clear my throat again. So I'm going to go collect up a whole bunch of resources. I think we might use sand, like so that the kids can run around in a sandy area kind of thing. So I'm going to go collect up a whole bunch of sand and just a bunch of wood supplies. I have no idea how to build a playground, but I saw Corrales do it once a long time ago, and what a beautiful view of the skyline that is. I love it. Anyway, I'm going to go get some stuff together and try and figure out what the heck I'm going to do, and I'll just show you guys whatever I come up with. Oh my gosh, guys, it is late, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit tired, but I am, to be honest. But anyway, this is what I came up with, and you know, I thought I had a lot more room to do this. I guess I didn't leave myself that much room. So it's not as cool as what I hoped it would be, but it's something. You know, sometimes something really is better than nothing, and I think this is still a really cool detail and a really cool thing to have in the park. So this is a little bridge here, and I don't know, when I was a kid we used to have these bridges we would play chicken on, and speaking of chicken, and I don't know, I always had a lot of fun with that. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, it was a really narrow bridge. Like, you'd have to put one foot in front of the other, and then you'd like grab the other person by the arm and try and yank each other off. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. And we've got this little I don't know what these are called, but yeah, this little playground thing. We have a pole here that you can slide down. We've got a ladder you can climb up. We've also got these little bits underneath, and I know, like, one of the best things to do at a playground when you're a kid really isn't to play with the stuff that is built to be played on, but to play with the playground in other ways. So I went ahead and left some of these open so they could go in here and have little clubhouses and secret headquarters and stuff like that, right? But coming up in here, we've got a little, this is meant to be like a car, like a pretend car, and I wish I had like a music disc. That's what I would put in here. I was calling it a record earlier, but anyway, I wish I had a music disc to put in here, but I couldn't find anyone with a music disc, so I had to use a diamond. And, you know, why not? We can get them started, get them brainwashed early into the Diamond Society culture of lavish, whatever, excess and all that stuff. So getting them started early here with a toy diamond that they can turn around and pretend like they're driving or flying in a plane or something like that. It's pretty cool. We've got this little, I kind of wanted it to be like a rope bridge, sort of, or one of those bridges that like you walk over it and it makes you go up and down because it shakes or whatever. And oh man, do I have any lighting? I don't have any lighting. I need to get some lighting up in this bad boy. And then we've got our little slide here. And yeah, this slide, I'm not really happy with how it looks, to be honest, but it is what it is, guys. So anyway, I think it turned out pretty cool nonetheless. You know, it's got a few things. It's got some stuff you can play with. I wish I had more room. I had so many ideas for things to do at a playground. Like, I wanted to do a seesaw and swings and a rock wall and stuff that, you know, we have in the parks here in my hometown. Well, I should say the town I live in. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's the park, and that's the playground. This is the park. And yeah, let's just go take one more kind of quick look around here. Let's pretend like we're coming in from the residential area. And you can get your little sip of water. And then it's kind of like, what do you want to do? If you can take your kids to the playground if you want to. Maybe let's go this way. This will kind of give us the best tour here. And try not to walk too fast or you'll miss a whole lot of detail. Oh, that's a cool sight line right there, isn't it? I like that this feels like a forest, but every once in a while you just get sneak peeks. Might as well top myself off on chicken here. Close enough. There we go. So, yeah, just walking around, it's just full of beauty and, you know, tall flowers, short flowers, ferns, vines. Again, let me know your opinion about the vines. We've got a little bit of history here. And I was thinking, too, if I push these guys back to here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, we could fit 9 in here and just do 3 like this. So I would like to do that at some point. I think I'd like to put all of the founding members in here, not just me and Vlad, but I stole one of Vlad's heads. So that's why I did that. I was like, I know I can get my head and I know I can get Vlad's head. So maybe we'll come back and add the other guys at some point. But yeah, what else have we got here? Let's see, we're coming up on the chessboard area. You can play chess with your friends. I never added the stone slabs under there. Let me know in the comments if I should maybe do that and to kind of fill out that chess area a little bit. We've got a nice view here. I should be doing this in F1 mode. Beautiful. We've got a really nice view here of the community mine shaft, and then there it is. The playground comes into view. You can imagine like little baby villagers running around, hanging out, having a good time, having a blast. You've got your picnic area over here, right next to the pond. You can see those, Oh, there's Addictive G. You can see those sugarcane grew back, and hopefully I'll come back and get some string, and there's another incredible sightline right there. In fact, let me show you my favorite sightline in the entire park. It's actually over here at this bench. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And what this park has done for the area, too, just stuff like this, okay? If we come out to Lurgan's house, before you had a straight line of sight to the skyscrapers, right? But now if you're hanging out over here, oh, that's so good. You've got that tree line and then you've got the skyscrapers towering behind them. I love that, guys. This has done so much for the area. What a great project, man. I'm glad I decided to do this. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun to kind of get back to this and to do some landscaping, get my inner Bob Ross out. You know, it always kind of puts me in a good mood. So it's been a lot of fun to work on this project, but unfortunately we are done, at least until we come back and do the hiking trail. That's another beautiful sight line too. I was telling Addictive G, I'm a little bit jealous, like what an incredible view of the skyline. So anyway, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time. And if you did enjoy it, oh, skeleton, we better run. If you did enjoy it, please make sure that you hit the like button. The support always helps me out. Feel free to share the video as well. Spread the word about the series and the server. And until next time, guys, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.